switch to a Saturday.
Yes. Hello and welcome everyone to Retro Fandango episode number 166. I am Kevin, buried on Mars. That is Richard, the Ramvox, or Ramvox Comedy. He is still standing. We barely made a record this week where Richard is not feeling well, but it's okay. He's got his chin diaper ready to go just in case.
You see people walking around the streets like this? They just keep it down under their chin.
South Park did a whole thing on that. They didn't come back for a season. They came back for like a 1 hour show. And a good chunk of the show was dedicated to people wearing the chin diaper instead of putting it over their mouths. It was so funny when someone came up to Randy's store, because I don't know if you've been following the show, but he's running a pot farm, if you will. And someone came up to his farm and said, "Hey, I need to talk to you," whatever. And he's like, "Hey, do you mind if you put on your chin diaper first?" And so the guy went back to his car and put on the chin diaper and then proceeded to talk to him. It was good times.
I've never seen the show.
Oh man. I mean, it is the show that just never stops being relevant. You know, they just kind of take everything that they've ever done that was like part of the old show and they just slowly like throw it away. And they just I don't know how else to describe it, but they seem to have their pulse on everything. You know, like within that 1 hour show, they made fun of everything. You know, Trump, Biden, the whole thing. It was just social commentary. It's just great social commentary.
How long has that show been around? Like 20 years?
I remember I was in college when that show first started in its first year. So it's been at least 5 years.
Very nice.
Yes. There you go. Hello, Rocket Sauce. Ryan. Is here.
Ryan.
He is here. Okay, let me get the house cleaning out of the way. What's happening? Quick Save Club is playing Torchlight 2. Get ready for our episode at the end of the month with our guest Richard, who I know has been playing tons of Torchlight 2. And can't wait to have him on the show. Be good times. Cartridge Club is playing Banjo-Kazooie. Probably Banjo-Kazooie fans out there. I fired up the game. My save is somewhere in the middle of the game, and I'm totally lost, and I don't know if I'll actually continue on playing it. But from what I played of it like a few years ago, I enjoyed it. And RF Gen is playing BioShock 2, which I was excited to go to Steam and download and start reliving some BioShock 2 memories. But then when I got there, I realized I don't own the game on Steam. I thought I did. I've seen it on sale a bajillion times for $5, and I said, I'm not getting that. I already have it. I don't need to get that. It's $5, but I already have it. And then I went there. I don't have it. And I don't have my old Xbox 360 game either. So I actually don't have the game. So I can't buy it now because I think it's $20. Yeah. So I got to wait for a sale. So hopefully it goes on sale before the end of the month so I can play it again. Fandango is coming up soon. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. Who knows? We're going to work that out. We got the coming of age 3-pack with our buddy Rocket Sauce, who says he was in 6th grade when South Park started. We will be doing Stand By Me, Rushmore, and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. 2 of those movies are in the Fandango folder. 2 of them. And I'll have an update for you before the end of the show. In December, we're doing some classic Hanky Panky. This is 80s Tom Hanks movies, so we're going to be doing Splash, Big, and The Burbs. In January, we'll be doing some 2B Magic.
That sounds fun.
We're going to be doing some 2B shows. So we were talking last episode about try to find a way where we can watch a movie together.
I was wondering if that's where this came from.
With a small group of friends or whatever, where we can watch and experience the cheese together. That's really the best way to watch like corny, cheesy movies like that you can find on Tubi. And Creepy Josh directed me to Discord. And he said, it's really easy on Discord. So I went over there expecting, okay, this is going to take me all morning to figure out. And I had it up and running in like 5 minutes.
Nice.
I was like, just select the movie. Boom. That's it. So in January, we'll be doing that on Discord.
Josh is really becoming like the wise old sage. He just knows everything, or he has access to everything, or he can just say, "Hey, you know what? Boom. You got a question about this? There's the answer."
It is way better to rely on other people to do stuff for you than to figure it out for yourself. And good old Toku Joe once again coming up with the zingers. To be or not to be? That is the question. Rocket Sauce says infinite is better than 2. I don't know. I really like the gameplay in 2. Infinite was good. I liked all 3 Bioshock games, to be honest, but 2 is, I don't know, that's the one that surprised me. And then Richard, Steven asked Richard the question I already asked him at the beginning of the show, so you're going to have to rewind the show to find out what was said. Extra Life stream. I got to remind everybody, got to start doing that. Bill says, damn Discord, but I've seen Bill in Discord. I've seen you in there, buddy. He goes in there for Duke and Chris Roberts' show, but not for Fandango. What's up with that? Extra Life is happening against the yearly thing where the Cartridge Club people get together and stream for a whole weekend. Richard is slowly dying. Are you sure you're going to make it?
I muted my mic for everyone's benefit.
I know. It doesn't look like you're going to make it. Let me get through this plug here. Join us December 4th to 6th for our Extra Life charity stream. There'll be 13 streamers over 3 days. Tons of games. All the money goes directly to children's hospitals. You can check it out on Twitch TV/The Cartridge Club. Streamers include Musty Hobbit, Frantic Josh, Canadian Retro, Mauser TV, Angry Unicorn. I'm not sure who that is. Deej13 and his family will be on Saturday afternoon. So they're always entertaining. Mighty Q Dog and the Q Dog family and the Q Dog Pupsy will be, of course, they are holding on to that primetime spot at 8 p.m. on Saturday. So check them out. This is all Eastern times. Then you got Bass Guys 654 who loves to do speed runs in the middle of the night. Scott's Game Asylum, who I believe I followed him last year or something like that. Got Retro Pixel on Sunday morning, and then it's Rocket Sauce will tie it all up. I myself will be on at 8 a.m. I have had a request to get Richard on with me to stream. We'll see if it happens. We'll see. I don't know what we would play. Some sort of game. Who knows?
News to me.
Who knows?
Nobody asks me.
And yes, Bill is right. This is where we re-up the Q Dog House for another year. I'm going to have to come up with something for 8 a.m. on Sunday for people to want to donate money to, because I know everyone's just going to be sitting there holding on to their money, waiting for the Q Dogs to come on, so we can get another full year of in the Q Dog House, and them standing in front of one of their appliances or something. So there you go. Okay, that's it. All the plugs are done. Now we can talk.
Talking hurts.
Is your throat still sore?
Yeah, it's still a little sore.
How did
it
you
seems
get?
like this whole, I don't know. I think this is all like a sinus thing.
Oh,
just the changing of the seasons, because a lot of it is sore throat. I don't have any kind of fever, but got a bit of the congestion and the headache and just feeling lousy.
Yeah, it was Rocket Sauce, by the way, who requested Richard. There you go. Well, but you're struggling through. You're going to go through this anyways. You don't have to, you didn't have to do this.
No, I mean, it's fun. It's hanging out.
I would have just canceled the show. I was just all right, well, we're not doing it this week. I've been on camera enough this week already.
Well, see, that's the thing. You got all these other outlets to do your thing. I got this. I don't do this, and it's not the Rona.
Yeah, it's Rocket Sauce is saying you have the Rona. I don't think you got the Rona. Can you taste? The things taste good?
Taste just fine. My appetite's just fine. It's all localized in my sinuses.
Yeah, I had that a couple times this year. It bothered me I remember I had that one sinus headache. I think we had to cancel a week. One Friday record, I think. It was really bad.
Wuss.
I'm not going to kill myself for this show. I'm not going to kill myself for any show. I need time off. I take time off.
Whatever.
Well, you'll just yawn your way through this.
Is it any different than any other week?
No, not really. I guess you're giving the fans what they want.
I'm just I'm allowed. I have an excuse this week.
So what do we want to do? Do you want to talk about the election?
I reached my breaking point on
That's
that.
it. You're done.
For the most part. I mean, I still checking it, but for especially the past few weeks, it was like constant. Every day, just checking like what's the latest thing, what's going on now. But I mean, they called it for Biden. Then Trump did his whole, we're going to fight this thing. And now everybody's debunking everything. And they're saying, there's really nothing he can do. There was all this fear of what kind of political power he was going to abuse to turn the thing around. And everyone's just like, it's not going to happen. He's just being a crybaby. So, yeah, I still look at it, but I'm tired. of the whole thing.
Well,
it's just embarrassing, It's like, I think that's the main comment that's going around the media now is he's fighting so hard to keep a job that he has no interest in doing.
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing.
I mean, I don't think he ever really wanted to be president. He just wanted
he wants the stature, the fame, the prestige.
His idea was that he was going to open up a casino or something, or a hotel in Moscow, and to start this media network that he wanted to start to rival Fox. That was going to be more Trumpian than Trump.
Well, I could see that as being basically the only route he can take now, because there's like little mumbles of him potentially running again in 4 years or whatever.
Yeah, well, he has absolutely no incentive to stop being the lead of the Republican Party, because even if he starts this network, why would you give that up? That's total power,
Yeah, it depends on how most of his followers go, but I think honestly, whether he tries to do it again in 4 years or whether he just abandons it, the only route for him is he's going to become some sort of televangelist personality, because the only thing that surpasses being the most powerful person politically is being, touched by God. And if
well, he thinks he is already.
Yeah, so if he's got this whole media empire and he can just have all the people cheering him and clamoring for him and saying, you can still send me your money and I'll make all these speeches and you can tell me how much you love me, and that's all I need.
Well, the grossest thing right now is that Mitch McConnell won't tell him that he has to concede the election because he wants all of Trump's supporters to show up in Georgia for the runoff elections. Right. And if they're not,
they can still benefit the Republican Party and all that way.
So there's a guy that just does not care one iota about government and the system and anything. He just doesn't care. He only cares about himself and his own agenda, and that's it. It's ridiculous.
It's all a big chess game. They're just moving their pieces where they benefit the most. Look, we're not supposed to be talking about this. I said we're done with this.
You said you were done with it. I'm not done with it. I was done with I remember last time we recorded, I said, I'm going to take a week off, and I took about a solid 12 hours off. I fell right back into it because then the whole Georgia thing started, and I'm like, now I want to see what's going to happen there. I'm watching on the sidelines, just rooting for my team. And a lot of people are saying that part of it is that the Democrats didn't do as well as they thought they were going to do, is because they went too far to the left, and other people are saying, well, no, the people, all the areas where they won by a huge majority were the people who had progressive candidates and that. So I think Steven's either leaving or he's waving hi at Kyle. One or the other.
Is that a clap or what is that?
It's a wave. It's a wave. So he's either waving at Kyle or he's ready.
I really got to get glasses one of these days.
Yeah, you should. Glasses are good times. Okay. Well, I got some pickups for you. Just a few little pickups here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Detain you here for a second. I did pick up the new AC/DC album. So this is the light up box. You will like this. Get ready.
Oh, I saw your Twittery tweet on that.
So that's all you get. So we don't get a copyright claim. But it's cool. And there's the CD goes into the, where's it go? Into the side here. A little pocket there for your CD.
Oh, that's neat.
And then this is a rechargeable battery in there. So they give you a little cable down in there to recharge it.
The things they got to do to get you to buy physical media now.
Yep. Hey, that's good, man. Instead of just putting a little piece of paper in a jewel case, calling it a day.
Mm-hmm.
So there, I got that, and then I also got a vinyl copy that I have to wait until December 8th. It's coming sometime between December 8th and January 13th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not right. It's not good times. If I only ordered the vinyl, I wouldn't have any copy of it. I'd still be waiting for it.
Oh, poor baby.
Hey, these are first world problems.
All right. I didn't know we were doing pickups. I bought some Batmobiles. I don't have them to show.
I did see that.
That was weird for me because I don't. Well, first of all, I don't look. But even in the past, when I did look, I never found anything like that. But I was just in a store. I don't even know why we were there, but just like a general store. And I was walking out and I saw this little Hot Wheels display. And it's not even like a big thing, just like a little card that's hanging on the side of another aisle or something. And it had all these Mario Kart things on it. Well, Mario Kart Hot Wheels with Mario and Bowser and all that.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen those.
I don't care about this garbage. And I walked right by it. And then I noticed down at the bottom, there was regular blue Hot Wheels packages. And it was a Batmobile. And I picked it up. And right behind it was another Batmobile. It's like, that's crazy. I never see this stuff. And one of them was the old 60s Adam West ones. And it was slightly different than the one that I have. So I had to get it.
You need the variants.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen.
But now I didn't even look it up. Did the original Batmobile have the bat symbol on the hood of the car?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because this one did have it, but it was a shinier, like reflective black, which was more like the actual car. The other one I had was a dull black. And then like the seats were a different color, and those exhaust pipes coming out the back were a different color. And I have no idea which one is closer to the original, but a Batmobile is a Batmobile. So
I'm looking at the Batmobile here, and it does not have that decal on the hood.
No, on the doors, right? But not
on the doors. Yeah, there's. Yeah. I could just share the screen if you want me to. Yeah, share the screen. Just share that one. Go for it. There you go.
I'm waiting. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So there's the little Batmobile.
Oh yeah, very small.
But nothing on the hood.
Nope.
And then you got what's that? The lug nuts. Right there.
The little bat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I got to figure out how. Oh, there. That's how you remove it.
Okay.
Cat Max Gaming says Kevin sells his games to buy CDs and records instead. Shrug. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Because I realize that I'm never going to get to these games, and I don't really care to play them. And I listen to my music. So there. I also buy some Blu-ray discs with that money too. So I got this was $12.99. It's the Big Lebowski 4K.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I had to grab that. Had to snap that up.
$4.99?
$12.99.
Oh, $12.99.
For the 4K version for $12.99, which is pretty.
I heard some of those numbers.
Apparently, like none of the I do have the Blu-ray of the Big Lebowski. I got a digibook, and none of the extras are different on there. But apparently, the transfer is really good. So, really well done. And then this is what I do for Fandango. I got Stand By Me in 4K.
Okay.
I got Rushmore, the Criterion edition. on standard Blu-ray.
Okay. I'm waiting for it. Did you really do it?
And then on DVD, I got Don't Tell Mom, The Babysitter is Dead.
Did you order these, or did
Yeah.
you go to the store and
No.
physically find these?
No, we're all on Amazon. So I tried to download Don't Tell Mom, The Babysitter's Dead to put in the Fandango folder, and I can't find it. They had some old links to some older torrents, but nothing new. So then I thought about buying it because renting it online, one of the online stores. But it was $4.99 or $6.99 or $10.99. Meanwhile, the DVD of the movie was on Amazon for $5. So I grabbed the DVD, and now I can take the video and rip it, and I can put that in the Fandango folder.
Oh wow, you're like elevating your status as from like common thief to you're actually the guy ripping it and posting.
Well, how are you going to watch it? Do you have this? Do you have an
no, I need you to do this.
Exactly. That's what I figured.
There's no way that movie's showing up anywhere around here locally.
Yeah. Kyle says, and Blu-rays. That's right. I do.
Hey, I watched a Blu-ray yesterday. That's a rare thing.
You watched the Blu-ray? Get out.
I did. I watched Predator.
Oh, that's a good Blu-ray.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of the extras or anything, but man, it looked nice.
Well, if you watch the extras, that's where you learned that Jean-Claude Van Damme was the original Predator.
Yeah.
And they got some... I don't think they had any moving shots, but they had some still images of him in the full green outfit.
Oh, that you learn that stuff on YouTube.
It's much more fun to learn on a physical media.
It
doesn't. You don't have the connection.
You can act like a fancy pants. Like, oh, I watched the extras on my Blu-ray.
So Bill wanted to know where's the heads up on the 4K dude. The dude on. I guess you do. I did not think that you. First of all, I did not think that you had the ability to play 4K discs, but I guess you can. Comes with Blu-ray, anyways. And his level of comedy is so all over the place. I had no idea he would even like that movie. I don't know what Bill likes in comedy. When it comes to comedy, he's
when STC started, I remember there being a little Batman and the dude being on their page or banner or something.
Batman.
Yeah, like correct me on this, Bill, but I remember some sort of banner or something way back in the beginning. Whereas like STC, they had a little Batman and the dude, and for the longest time, I thought that's what Joe looked like.
Like Batman, or the dude?
No, as the Big Lebowski.
He's anything
because the voice and everything, like that's what I pictured. And then when I finally saw Joe, I was like, wow, nothing at all like I was imagining.
Big disappointment, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why Batman would have been on there because Bill is a Spider-Man guy.
Say, look, there you go.
Deep pull from Vox. Well, I don't recall that at all.
I got a good memory for insignificant details.
I don't have a memory for significant or insignificant details.
Oh gosh, Hey, you know what? I've been doing a lot of shopping.
Really?
It's not game related or anything.
Okay.
What did I buy?
Groceries?
No, oh, you know what? The Batmobile thing?
Yeah.
I was in the store because I was buying a barbecue because they were putting barbecue stuff on clearance, and I got myself a new barbecue because a lot of the ones they sell here are like just open grills. They don't have the top.
Yeah.
So I wanted one with a top. So I saw one that was marked down to like half price. I was like, yeah, all right. Gonna get a nice barbecue. It's good barbecue season right now. It's still not too cold, not too hot. I am still swatting at mosquitoes though. It's ridiculous. What else did I get? I bought a table saw.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been wanting a table saw, and it arrived the other day, and that was supposed to be my plan yesterday to set it all up. But instead, I just laid down on the floor and watched Predator.
Yeah. I got a table saw. I've used it.
What you making? What you making with that saw?
We did a kitchen, did a bunch of shelves, renovations. We built a gazebo in the back. I did enough of that thing.
That gazebo, huh?
Well, my dad built the gazebo. I held the ladder.
Oh, yeah. Okay. you brought him an iced tea once in a while.
No, I did a lot of the cutting in that, but it was basically all laid out for me. It was like doing a project by numbers kind of thing. Like everything was like marked out. Okay, cut here, cut there, cut here, and that's. So I did a lot of the cutting, but he had it all in his head how to build the thing.
Right. Yeah. You had the adult who knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Totally.
You were just.
It was totally that's like that Seinfeld conversation that Seinfeld and George has, where like we're men, but we're not real men that can like build a house out of scratch.
Yeah. Well, it's like whenever you see construction going on in the streets, there's always like one guy doing something, and then there's 2 or 3 others just standing around watching.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Someone's got to play that role.
Those are union jobs. Mm-hmm. Bill wants to know, does Vox have a full workshop set up somewhere?
No, unfortunately not. I do have a growing collection of tools and things because I really do enjoy making stuff. I do not have a garage. I do not have a proper setup. So everything is in storage, and then I got to pull it all outside. And then I do have it compartmentalized where I have my, all the stuff that I use commonly, I keep in one like bucket or drawer thing that I can pull out. And it's like, okay, that's got my, it's got my tape measure. It's got my, all the stuff that you normally use. Just pull all that out.
Right.
So I'm doing the best I can. This table saw, I do not have space to bring it in and out. So I'm going to have to build basically a table saw shed just for that.
Table saw shed.
Yeah.
That's good times.
Mostly I got it because I'm building a set of doors and I want them to be fairly straight.
Building doors for
this is my house.
Yes.
A few houses over is where I have my business. And it's another old Japanese house. And it gets very cold in the winter. And there is one area at the entrance where there used to be sliding doors. But they were taken down, destroyed a long time ago. So I decided I'm going to build a set of doors to put in there to keep it warmer in the winter. So I looked at it and was like, okay, this isn't going to be too bad. But without a table saw, I wouldn't be able to get, fairly straight lines. Trying to do that with just a circular saw or something is going to be very difficult. So
yeah,
that's my project.
Good times. Well, I got a table saw and a miter saw.
I got a miter saw.
And a bunch of tools.
Tools are good. It's fun playing with tools. I do need a sander.
Kyle wants to know if you're going to start collecting table saws. I don't believe you have the room for that, do you?
Oh, no, I do not. No, I did get some more miniatures, if anyone's interested in that yet.
And Chris Roberts wants to know if any of our table saws are graded. No. And then Bill says there are a few variants. Very good. Very good, guys. All right.
It's all got to be the video games.
Yes.
Can't get past that, huh?
Yes. When it comes to video games, all I've been playing lately is like dungeon crawlers, like Diablo. So I started playing because I got into Torchlight, and then I started playing Titan Quest, and I'm somewhere in that. And then Sarah and I together have been playing what the heck's the name? The Van Helsing games. Look at you, man. He's dying. I think we should wrap up the show. I think Vox is dead. Are you okay? Seriously? Are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just what.
Oh my God! No.
When the cough comes, it's just this scratchy Dry cough. Sanitize for everyone's protection.
All right, let's just talk about the movies and TV, and then we'll wrap this up. We'll make this a short episode.
No,
I feel like I'm torturing you, man.
Look, I'd be doing this either way. I'd be just coughing, and I could at least have a few laughs.
Steven wants to know if you have Saw on Blu-ray. You know what? I was at my local Mission Thrift where they have all their Blu-rays for $4 each. And I had every single, as far as I know, I think it was Saw to like Saw 7 in my hands. Wow, that many, huh? I think. I had them all in my hands. And they were so tempting to get just because it was the whole thing. You know,
right. Like, you have no interest in the actual series, but it's complete.
And it's such a good deal, you know, $4 each for 7 movies. So, you know, what is that? 7 times 4 is so I was so tempted to get it. And then I'm like, Sarah, talk me out of this, please. So she did. She's like, yeah, you're never going to watch those. I'm like, you're 100% right. So I left them there for other people. But today I did find Carrie on Blu-ray for $4 there. So
$4, man.
Yeah, the original one.
Cannot believe it. I walk into a secondhand shop around here. Finding a used Blu-ray on a good day will be like $12.
Well, and when I went to pay for it, the lady behind the counter is like, you know, on Monday, all of our CDs and DVDs are going to be half price. And I'm like, am I going to leave this here for a day and a half?
You'll never see it again.
Just to save $2? No, I'm good. I'll take it. It's all right.
No, I've done that too many times. Where you're like, I'll get it next time. I'll come back for it. It's never there.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know what it is here in Canada, but it's impossible to get like gloves and a toque at this time of year. About a month ago, we were in Giant Tiger, which is like a sort of a discount store. They sell like, you know, they sell like clothes, like, but it's like Walmart, you know, it's not like a real clothing store or whatever. But anyways, I went in there and I saw a bunch of gloves and toques. You know, they were all on sale, whatever. And that I'm like, you know what? I probably should get an extra pair of gloves, another toque, but I don't know if I really need one. I'm going to pull out the winter stuff when I get home and, you know, see if I need one. So, you know, I got home and I found out that my glove had a big tear in the thumb. And then my toque was kind of like getting kind of grungy. So I'm like, you know what? Next time I go in there, I'm going to pick up some new stuff. So I went in there today, all gone. There's nothing there. Like it's November 14th and you can't get any winter stuff. It's like you got to buy it in September or that's it. It's gone.
They don't restock? Isn't your winter like 8 months long?
Not a Giant Tiger, apparently.
Huh. I don't know.
I know in like
start shopping online.
I know in February, if you go buy clothes in February, it's all shorts and, you know, swimming trunks and everything. Like, get ready for summer. And it's like, it's still the winter. Yeah. Steven's right. They only, that's not. They only sell winter supplies in summer, I find. It's true. It's so stupid. I don't know why I did. Dollar store has tons. I don't like our dollar store. It's always too busy in there, and I'm not going in there with the COVIDs. Giant Tiger's nice and empty all the time. And do you really want gloves that are only worth $1? It's really difficult to do this show when you're hacking up a lung every 2 seconds.
Ricola time. I got one right here. There you go.
All right.
This is the herb caramel. It's not fun. You know what? This is the worst thing. Because if I get a sore throat, that affects all the work that I do.
Yes.
It's like when you're a teacher, you know.
Yeah.
That's like the worst thing that can happen.
See, that's why you probably should be resting right now. What happened to all your hand washing and mask wearing and everything? This was all supposed to protect you from everything.
It's seasonal. This is the seasonal thing. Like no level of protection. Won't do me
Not
any
from
good.
pollen. It won't take you from pollen.
No, well, I don't wear the mask if I'm just out in my yard or something.
Oh, there
And
you
I did,
go.
like last week, I did several things that probably irritated my throat. I cleaned out. You always have like a piece of furniture that you never clean under. And then, every time you look, it's like that collection of dust is just getting thicker and thicker,
No, I
like a
clean
carpet.
everything. I clean everything.
And then, I decided I'm going to clean out under that dresser right there. And, of course, dust going up in the air and
Yeah.
everything. And then I was raking up some leaves, leaves that were covered with sawdust from an old project. So I was like, all that dust was coming up.
Yeah.
And like, it's just, and then one day at work, I was like, they still have chalkboards in the school. So all the chalk dust was going. I was writing a lot that day. And it's just all these dust particles probably got in my system and irritated everything.
Actually, Steven here is 100% right. Where's the honey tea?
It's right here.
Is that honey, though? Do you got honey in it?
Lemon.
What you got to do is get some local honey, because the honey will help you build up an immunity to the pollen.
I've heard that. Yeah. My honey comes from Australia, though.
That's not local.
No.
That's not local.
It's sweet, though.
And then Sarah, look at this. Sarka Sim checking in.
Ricola.
There you go. All right. So you've been watching comedians in cars getting coffee?
Yeah, it's the only thing that I've really made time for. I think we talked about this before, but
Yeah,
I finally started watching it. And man, that's a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. It's so good. It's good for the reasons it's supposed to be good, but I found that there's also so many other things that I enjoy it for. Which is Jerry Seinfeld pulls up in a sports car or, some other kind of car, some interesting car, picks up a guest, and then they drive around and talk, get coffee and talk, and maybe do something else and talk. I guess if you're into cars, really fun because you get to see some interesting things.
Oh, yeah, you get some rare stuff in there, really rare.
Yeah, and I'm not a car guy, but still, I look at this and like, wow, that's a neat car. And they only spend like 30 seconds or so giving an overview of the car, and then you just watch it drive around. That's neat. And then he picks up a lot of funny people. So then he kind of, it's just like, podcasts or whatever. It's just you enjoy listening to conversations, real conversations. I found that most of the late night talk shows, I'm getting tired of that formula of the guest comes on, sit at the desk, and, it's still good if you have a good guest.
Yeah, they only come onto the show because they have an agenda to plug something.
They have an agenda, and they've got a time limit, Even when you have a guest that you give extra time to, maybe it's like 10 minutes or so. But, just to have a natural flowing conversation. It's very entertaining to listen to. But what I really enjoy about the show is, one, the time limit. Most of these things are like 15 to 20 minutes, so that's perfect. You get in, you can see that there was a much lengthier conversation that, of course, they had to edit down to just the best bits.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the coffee will be full, and the next shot it'll be half empty, and then it'll be full again. Like they
or they'll be in the middle of a meal, and then it cuts back to before they even ordered, and so it's just edited, for convenience sake. But still, you understand that they are just having a natural conversation, and it feels right. But one thing I really enjoy is a lot of it is in New York, and they often drive back into Jersey to go to some of these shops. And I'm just looking at home. I see so many sites that are familiar to me, I'm constantly thinking, like, I just want to go back to the U.S. and hang out and just be there. And I was thinking, like, well, where do I want to go? What cities do I want to visit and all this? And really, I just want to go anywhere. And I just want to go to a local diner and sit down and just enjoy the atmosphere of being, for me, what is home. And seeing them go into these diners and they show the shots of like the different pies and cookies and dishes and things. I'm just staring at this stuff, and just it makes me so comfortable and happy.
Oh man, yeah, it reminds me of that place that we went to in Toledo with the A-Team van. When we went to Chicago, we stopped off in Toledo, this little diner with the pies. Oh man, it was so good. Watching J-Rock try to order a beer there, and it's a dry county. Oh, we don't serve beer here. It was a very Christian place, right? They had amazing food though. It was really good. Yeah. Okay. Well, do you remember? Like, you've been watching the show recently. Do you remember? I'm trying to rack my brains, trying to remember. There was one comedian that he picked up, and because usually like Jerry gets like these nice cars or whatever, and he picked up somebody in like an old jalopy with it was raining really hard and the roof was leaking. It was a rare car, but okay, it was a rare car, but it was like falling apart. It might have been Norm Macdonald or something. It was.
I'm only like. I think I'm only halfway through the first season.
All right.
I just started watching.
Okay, yeah. I think it was sometime in the first season, but right. Sarah says the place was Schmuckers. Schmuckers, yeah.
Don't they make jams and jellies?
They also have a diner I think it's a different Schmucker. I think you can have more than one Schmucker. And Kyle says Kevin needs to start a show where it's him driving around with people getting records. That'd be fun after the COVID, but it sounds like a lot of work. So maybe if I start up a Patreon or something, that will start.
All you gotta do is convince somebody else to do all the recording and camera setup.
Yeah, do all the work, right? Yeah, and I just show up like
You're just a personality.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. Well, the call is out there. Anyone wants to organize that? Let's get to it.
Just tell Kevin when he needs to show up.
Yep, I'll be there. I'll look for records. No problem. I'll be entertaining while I do it. Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. So have you really been watching Enterprise?
Yeah. So I got to that episode like last time we talked about the Enterprise I watched with the transporter guy, the guy who invented the transporter. Mm-hmm. And you were saying, did you watch the one where they were playing chess? And that's the very next episode. Mm-hmm. And I watched that 2 nights ago. And yeah, you are 100% on it. That was a phenomenal episode. It was a little. I mean, the crew isn't as strong as the Next Generation. I was waiting. No. So I'll just say in this episode, what happens is there's this alien species that they run into. They kind of put out like this. There's like this. I can't remember. It was like some sort of weird disease or something on this planet, and they kind of just observe when alien species come to this planet to what their reactions are going to be to this disease, because it kind of spreads really fast, and they want to see what happens when you quarantine people and all that. It's their way of studying people, but they do it they're able to jump into people's minds and take over their bodies, and then before they leave, they're able to wipe out any sort of memory of what they did in there. So the episode opens up, and I don't know the crew too well. It opens up with these 2 guys just playing chess, and they're 2 members of the crew, and they're just like whipping through the game, and they're going like, oh, there's so many outcomes to this thing and that. And they're playing it like as if it's the first time they discovered chess, but they know like everything about the game, and and they're just like playing matches in 30 seconds or whatever. And I'm like, are they saying that humans are just so much more advanced in a few hundred years, or what's going on here? And then you realize it's these aliens that are inside their head. So that was a really good cold open. But as they're going around and they're they can cure the people who get the disease and all this stuff, but they really just want to study and see what human beings are going to do. Eventually, they slip up a few times because they jump around between humans a little too often because they want to observe different things and that. But when they get caught before they leave, they just erase everyone's memory. So while this was happening, I was noticing the crew isn't as strong as the Next Generation. You're waiting for them to get caught by Jean-Luc Picard, and Picard would give them the speech, he'd give them the riot act, and that never really happens in the episode. And it's a little disappointing I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil this episode. It's a little disappointing at the end. Instead of I would feel like in a classic Star Trek episode, either Kirk or Picard would convince the aliens, like, this is something that you're doing that is wrong and you shouldn't do this to other people. Whereas one of the aliens just kind of comes to that conclusion on their own, which was a little disappointing. You want that big speech, but it was still a really good episode. It was still like it felt like Star Trek. Like, this was a Star Trek idea. Everybody was working together. When one of the crew members starts to die, the doctor's like, I got to take, like, he was all in this protective outfit because he didn't want to get the disease. It's like, I got to take it off. The captain's like, no, the doctor, a doctor is needed more on this ship than a captain. So then the captain takes off his thing, even though it would totally make more sense if the doctor would do it, because when the captain does it, the doctor has to walk him through everything, and it takes that much longer. So it would have made much more sense. But that's Star Trek,
It's all about Bakula. It's all about Bakula.
Hey, Kirk would have done the same thing, so would Picard. Yeah. So I'm not going to.
In the context of the show, it made sense.
Of course,
it was right. At that moment, the doctor was more necessary than the captain.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a really good episode. That was a one-off. And then I started watching the next one. It was kind of weird too, because I guess in this version of Star Trek, they don't have star dates yet. So they do old calendar.
Yeah, just dates.
So this episode starts on November 12th, whatever, 21, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was watching it on November 12th. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I finished watching that one. It was another good Star Trek idea. So they have the Andorians, who are the blue guys with the little antennae, and these kind of fat pig guys. Tellarites, right. And they're at war, and the humans are in the middle of these two that are fighting. And I get that Bakula and one of the Andorians, who's played by Jeffrey Combs,
Shran.
They have like some sort of past or whatever, so he's like a little more in line with him. But the Andorians are wrong, and the Tellarites are wrong, and they're fighting with each other. And then it turns out to be the Romulans are pulling the strings behind the scenes, if you will. So and the humans are stuck in the middle of it. So this was all good. This was all good stuff, and everyone on the ship was working together, trying to figure stuff out. They weren't fighting with each other every 2 seconds. They actually sit and have a conversation. There wasn't like big drums happening all over the place. So yeah, this is my kind of Star Trek. I was really enjoying it. So I finished part 1 of that, and then I got to get to part 2.
I think there might even be a part 3 on that one.
Yeah, they do seem to like those big long story arcs.
Yeah, well, it's kind of it's kind of a pattern they fall into at that point, and really. It's just, I think I've said it before, this is Enterprise finally running on all cylinders,
Yeah.
It's really when they finally got it right. If they didn't take such a big misstep with season 3 and having this whole, war revenge thing, if they had jumped to this a little sooner, perhaps the show would have, stayed on a little bit longer.
Well, and these episodes work better for the budget that they had too, because like when I first started watching it, like all the 3D effects looked really like they were really bad, because they were doing like these space battles and stuff like that, and it looked terrible. In these episodes, you get a few outside shots of the ship and that, and they have this Andorian ship that's chasing them, and I think Steven's counting your elbow coughs.
He is.
It's kind of
that's really
disturbing,
observant.
They had like one of the Andorian or Tellarite ships, can't remember which one. Tellarite ship really far back in the distance chasing the Enterprise and that, and they get into a little space battle, but it's mostly like not a lot of special effects, and it felt like old school Star Trek, which works better for the budget of their show.
You mean they're focusing on characters over effects?
Yes, which is the way I think it should be for Star Trek. But and that's the thing with the Romulans pulling the strings. It seems like as if, like, I'm only in the middle of this arc, but it seems like as if there's going to be some sort of, because this was like early 2000s. It seems like there's going to be some sort of social commentary on drone strikes, which were like a new thing at the time. where they were sending in the drones into Iraq and stuff. So it seems like that's where they're headed with this, which is another good thing that Star Trek would do. They always would have some good social commentary.
Yeah, well, I think there was a lot of that in Enterprise, because when they started, it was like a secret terrorist cell called the Suliban, not to be confused with the Taliban.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I think they were doing a lot of contemporary political stuff.
That is on the nose.
I think that episode you're on now with the Romulans, isn't that the one with Brian Thompson? Isn't he one of the Romulans? Brian Thompson is one of those big guy supporting character actors.
I didn't notice a big guy.
He's the guy that got got punched by the Terminator, and he was the maniac in Cobra.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't recognize him. Yeah, his face looks familiar. I guess he was in there.
You've seen him in a bunch of different shows.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's even been in other Star Trek before. He's probably been in like Voyager or something as just the big guy.
The other thing too, so the writers of those episodes was that Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens. That's the couple that helped, or that shadow wrote or co-wrote all those William Shatner Star Trek novels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and plus they had like books on Star Trek, like going back, like what do they call them, like reference books and that they wrote for Star Trek, and then a bunch of novels as well. And I noticed like they were like the lead writers, and they actually wrote those specific episodes just for that season of Star Trek. Because I went and looked at the credits, because I recognized their names. I'm like, were they like there since day one? And no, they brought them in for season 4. So they're probably responsible for the show feeling a lot more like Star Trek, like it should.
There is a very noticeable shift in that latter half of season 4. I think that was their last attempt at, we really got to step the show up or we're going to get canceled. All right, we're doing it. Too late. We already got canceled.
Yeah, like they wrote 5 episodes for that season. So, yeah, I'm impressed. I'm liking it. So that was a good call. I had to get you got to go into episode 10 though. That opening was like the first half of the season just did not interest me at all.
Yeah. It is nice to see that contrast, though. It just, you see that instant, whoa, it just ramps up.
Kyle says the interesting thing is I don't believe they ever show the Romulans until late in the series, or if at all. Well, according to Star Trek lore, there was like a war with the Romulans, but the humans and Romulans never actually ran into each other, right? That's why you have that big reveal in the original series that the Romulans look like Mr. Spock, the Vulcan, looks like Vulcans, and then they start to distrust Mr. Spock. A couple of people on the Enterprise does, not his friends, not his crew. So I'm sure it's with that context, like that they didn't want to play too much with the Romulans. I'm surprised that they went as far as they did with the Klingons, really. Kyle says, I hear their novels are great as well. Have to check them out. I've never read their actual novels that they wrote on their own. I read some of the reference books and the novels that they did with Shatner, which were just fun, crazy ideas by Shatner. So I don't know how well their ideas are on their own, but they did a good job in season 4 so far of Enterprise. Outside of Star Trek, I did watch a few movies. I finally got back to watch. This was a movie I used to watch on VHS when I was a kid over and over again. And it finally came up on the movie network, so I got an opportunity to watch it again. It's Throw Mama from the Train.
I've actually been thinking about that movie a lot recently. I don't know why. I can't even say if I've seen the entire thing.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
But the scene at the beginning with Billy Crystal, like as a writing teacher,
Just putting the tape on his face.
and the he's got like one student, and she writing some like submarine drama or something. And
Yes.
he's like, and the guy said go, and he pushed the button that made the thing go.
Yeah, they were all horrible writers in class. Yeah. Yeah, it's Kate Mulgrew's in it for a Star Trek tie-in. She plays Billy Crystal's ex-wife who steals his novel, according to him, in the movie. But yeah, it was I started watching the movie again, I was like, oh, they took a lot of ideas from here from Strangers on a Train, the Alfred Hitchcock movie. I even paused the movie and I said that to Sarah. I'm like, if you think about it, because Billy Crystal's supposed to kill Owen's mom, Danny DeVito's mother, and Danny DeVito's supposed to kill Billy Crystal's ex-wife. And I'm like, that's from Strangers of a Train. And then they actually go, Billy Crystal inadvertently sends Danny DeVito to the movie Strangers on a Train, because Danny DeVito's asking him, like he's asking for advice as a writer. He's like, what should I do, as a writer? He's like, I don't know, watch a Hitchcock movie. If you want to know how to build suspense and all that, watch a Hitchcock movie. So he goes and sees Strangers from a Train, and he takes that as a message from Billy Crystal to murder his ex-wife, which it's good. It's good. It's a really good movie. It holds up. It's got some cheesy moments, but it's a Danny DeVito movie. He directed it, and I don't know why he only directed a few movies. I don't know if they all tanked at the box office or that, but I watched War of the Roses. I watched Throw Mama from the Train. I think the other one he did was Hoffa, which I haven't seen. But those two, I think, they're just great dark comedies that you don't, and they're unique. They got like this unique thing to them that you don't see anywhere else. And I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't do any more. I don't know if they tanked or what, but it was good. And that woman that plays his mom, she was also in Goonies. Yeah. And I think she passed away shortly after that movie. I don't even know if she got to see the movie in the theater. But yeah, she was really good in that movie too. You clumsy peep. Good stuff. And finally, I think on Halloween or close to Halloween, we watched Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah, Teen Wolf.
Yeah, Teen Wolf. That's an 80s movie, man. If you ever want to watch an 80s movie,
that's another coming of age film.
I guess it is. It sort of is. There was only 3 things I remembered before watching it. It was the wolf surfing on top of the car.
Yeah.
Him playing basketball.
Yeah.
And his
Beavers,
dad.
Right? Weren't they called the Beavers?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that sounds right. And his dad, because you'd think because the movie sets it up as like he's turning into this. Michael J. Fox plays his teen who starts turning into a werewolf, and he's afraid to tell anyone that like all this stuff is happening to him. And when he has to reveal it to his dad turns out to be a werewolf too. So it turns out to be something that's passed down through genetics, and he thought that his son would actually skip a generation.
Right.
But it was it was a fun movie that held up. There's some like cringy, like, oh man, that didn't age too well. Like when he comes out and he's trying to he's coming out to his friend and trying to tell him that he's a werewolf, and his friend thinks that he's gay. And there was some little bit of cringe there, but other than that, 80s movie that kind of holds up for some reason. The basketball is like the end all and be all of this town. Mm-hmm. Like how well this high school basketball team does is, it's the whole town. The success of this town hinges on this basketball game for some reason.
Small town USA.
And then they got the hot blonde that he is attracted to. That she's the snob and all that, and you're scratching your head wondering why he wants that. And meanwhile, he's got the hotter girl next door. Like it's like the Betty and Veronica thing.
Booth.
For some, Booth? Yeah, Booth. Yeah, Booth was like way better than this like girl that was way too. I'm not going to get into her looks. Whatever. Anyways, Teen Wolf was good.
I remember it being fun. I watched it a lot when I was a kid.
I think I only saw it the 1 or 2 times when I was a kid. It was one that I did not watch a lot, so it was good to go back and see Teen Wolf. And then, so my Teen Wolf came with Teen Wolf 2. On one side was Teen Wolf. If you flip the DVD over, on side 2 was Teen Wolf 2.
Oh boy,
that's Teen Wolf TOO.
That's right. I had to
Teen
correct
Wolf
that in your
2.
Your outline.
Which, did you? Oh,
I remember renting that.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed Teen Wolf, and I only saw it the one time. If I actually made it through, I can't remember anything about the movie other than that it stars Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman, yeah.
And when we rented it, it came with Teen Wolf cardboard masks.
Whoa!
You got a cardboard Teen Wolf 2 mask that you could wear while you watch the movie.
That would have been awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. And did you do that? Did you wear the mask?
Oh, I definitely wore the mask.
I had to.
I just can't remember if I saw the movie.
Well, I'll tell you, I still haven't seen the movie because I think I lasted about 5 minutes, maybe 10. That was it. I was like, this is so bad. It's one of those movies where you put in, you're like, okay, I'm really wasting my time. There's like nothing here.
You just know right away, either from the way it's shot or from the dialogue, you just know it's going to be garbage.
It was like they brought back some actors from the first movie, and then other actors were they were replacing actors from the first movie, but they were playing the same character. Right. And so Jason Bateman was basically replacing Michael J. Fox, but instead of taking him and so like this is like instead of taking Michael J. Fox and saying, okay, this character is now being played by Jason Bateman, right? They made him a new character, a completely different character, but they didn't do that with his friend. His friend is still the same friend that was friends with Michael J. Fox, but now he's friends with Michael J. Fox's cousin, Jason Bateman, and it's just really confusing stuff like that. It's like, why would you go in that direction? You got to go all one way or the other. You can't be doing both. Hey, Deke is here. Let's see what Deke says. Teen Wolf with Fix was huge business when I was in high school. Saw it at the movies. That's how old I am. Fox. I think he means Michael J. Fox.
With Fox, yeah.
Sorry, with Fox. There you go. I think I would like it better if it was with Fix. No, I remember it being big time too, and I remember that the Beach Boys with him doing the car surfing thing, and wasn't it like they were worried that people were going to start, like kids were going to start doing that on their own? They're going to car surf.
It was the 80s. Into the 90s, sure, they had to stop doing that kind of stuff.
And the fun thing to do with Teen Wolf, the best thing to do with Teen Wolf is you watch those surfing parts, and you can actually like tell when it's the stunt guy, and then when it switches over to like they got like a dummy that's sitting on top of the car, you could see it like actually switch. Like there was one part where the stunt guy like goes on his he's standing on his hands as the van is driving, and then the next shot it's like from the van from behind, and you could just tell it's just a mannequin because there's no like it's not moving at all, and the van is moving a little bit too much, where someone who's standing on their hands, like even the best person standing on their hands on the back of a van would have trouble keeping that.
Well, how about a wolf man?
Maybe a wolf man could do it, but that wolf man was not moving too much. So that was a fun part. But anyways, there you go. Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. Teen Wolf is worth your time. Still, Teen Wolf 2.
Teen Wolf is probably the best Wolfman movie I've ever seen.
You know what? I said that to Curtis because Curtis was talking about an American Werewolf in London. And I said, you know what? I think Teen Wolf is better. And Curtis was not having any of it. He almost disowned me as a friend right there.
American Werewolf in London. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. I'm sorry. I did not.
It's got some fun effects. There's a really great transformation sequence.
Are fantastic in it.
And there's a great car crash towards the end of the film there.
I don't remember the car crash. I do
It was
remember
like a
the
big,
effects.
big everything smashing into each other. I suppose it might be a little slow at the beginning.
I just remember being bored, and I didn't really care about the werewolf or anyone in the movie.
I could definitely watch Teen Wolf more often than
I could watch Teen Wolf tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where American Werewolf in London, you'd have to convince me to watch it. Okay, that's it. We should wrap up.
I guess when we do our wolf episode.
Rocket Sauce asks, what about American Werewolf in Paris? Is that really a movie? Is that the sequel?
American Werewolf in
Paris? I don't know. All right, we should wrap it up because Richard is dying. He's French frying.
I'm all right. I can do it.
No. You're done. Follow Retro Fandango on Twitter. This is the only weekly podcast in the Cartridge Club. There's no other.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the co-host is sick, still shows up. That's the commitment we have to you, viewer/listener. Other podcasts, they just kind of go on whenever they feel like it. Like, I don't feel like doing a podcast this week, and they won't do it. But we're here every week, whether you want it or not. We're going to win that podcast of the year by default, even if it kills us. We're going to both, by December, we'll both have the Rona, and we'll still be doing this show. Get a boner with Retro Fandango. Go check us out on Discord. There'll be stuff happening on Discord, and there's stuff happening right now. But I think in January, we're going to be doing that Tubi thing. That's going to be good times. So I think it'll be open to everyone in Discord. I think anyone can join in. I'm not sure how it's going to work. But anyways. How about Wolf? I did see that movie, Steven. That's with
the Jack Nicholson one?
Yeah, and I remember that movie. The good part was when Jack Nicholson peed on the other guy's leg. And that was it. That's the only thing I remember about that movie, and I think that was the only part that was good, as far as I remember. And according to Rocket Sauce, we are Podcast of the Year 2020.
Official.
If there is a year to be Podcast of the Year, it is 2020. And Steven gives us his blessing. Thank you very much. End this already. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to check out that Extra Life thing, because it's going to be good. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.